like us, no way. They ain't got like us, no way. They ain't got like us, no way. They ain't got like us.
Hey everyone, I am Rocky Streets and I am here to take you step by step on how I created this phenomenal aquatic inspired digital vision board for 2023. I'll be starting with a simple canvas that looks like this and turning it into this. This video was nothing short of amazing, so guys, if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please go ahead and do so now and hit that notification bell so you do not miss another video. Kicking this video off, we're going to be taking to Pinterest to find a lot of our inspiration. So if you have not downloaded Pinterest, go ahead and do so now. This is necessary to work within the app. So once we're in the app, we're going to spend a few minutes in our browse feature looking for our inspiration to save into our photos. So the first picture I came across was this money. I thought it was very aesthetically pleasing and it was something that I could possibly use because who doesn't want money? So I'm going to go ahead and save that photo into my photos. Looks like I found me a winner pretty easily. I did later on go ahead and change the color to that to silver because I honestly didn't realize that I had the wrong color. That is actually representing 1 million subscribers. So I'm going to make a change later on in this video to represent 100,000 subscribers, and you'll see that coming up shortly. So the next thing I'm searching is just a representation of my monetization for YouTube because that is on my goals for 2023. So I'm going to find something to represent that and add that to my vision board. As I was browsing for something to represent my Instagram, I actually ran into this picture and it is representing the kind of car I would like to get by the end of the year, which is a Benz. So I'm going to add this picture to my vision board as well. So next up, I'm just looking for a picture to represent my weight loss goal. I did not find anything that I would like, so you'll see how I got around that later on in the video. However, I did find this photo, which is going to represent my new luxury apartment in Houston by the end of 2023. So up next, we can't forget about our home. So the type of apartment that I would like to get in Houston, I'm just going to search for an image that is close to what I'm looking for. And I'm going to snap a shot to save that along with something that also has floor to ceiling windows. So I already got my eye zoomed in on the one that I like, but I'm going to go ahead and scroll to see if there's something better out there, and then I'm going to come back to it if I don't find anything. How about that view, you guys? Can't beat that. So that is the picture that I chose, and soon we're going to start turning these pictures into our own edits. And I want you guys to see how I edit everything so you can get a visual on how to do your vision board for 2023. So here I'm just going to take a picture of a couple of more things to go on my vision board, and then I'm going to start looking for my background. Welcome to the editing portion of this video. If you have not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It's about to get amazing. So here we're just going to scroll through for some of the choices that Pinterest has as an option for backgrounds. And to be honest with you, I was not pleased at all. Everything is simple and basic and standard. And I'm not a simple and basic standard kind of girl, so I'm going to have to opt out and find something on my own. I knew that I wanted it to be aquatic inspired as a background because water is always pleasing. So just stay tuned to see how I got my water. Searching in the water portion did not give me what I was looking for, so I opted to type in swimming pool, and I found 2 waters that were very, very aesthetically pleasing, and I chose to use both. While I'm scrolling for my water, you guys, I did run across the photo that would represent me having a swimming pool in the location that I'll be living in the future. So I opted to take that photo, save it for my vision board. So this photo did not have a save option, so I had to screenshot this photo and go ahead and go into my edits and crop that photo. While I'm in my edits and my photos, I'm going to go ahead and crop out any other pictures that needs cropping. Well, this photo here, you guys, I decided to take the background out of this photo. It just made more sense, and I don't want my vision board to be completely boxy, so I'm going to take and extract that computer right out of the picture and use it that way. So if you have an iPhone 13 Max Pro or newer, you can probably do this, and you just basically go in your photos, put your thumb on the picture, and it will take a flash shot of the actual image. From there, you just hit the option to share button and it will share it to your photos. So here I'm going to do the same exact thing with this sign. I'm going to go ahead and take the background out of this photo, and we'll see how that looks later on. So with this image, we're just going to move on over to PicsArt. I'm going to push the purple add button at the bottom and select blank screen, and this screen should pop up. So at the bottom of the screen, I'm going to select add photo, and I'm going to go into my photos, and then you're going to see me scroll down and select my image. It's going to take it over to PicsArt's images, and I'm going to select it again and hit add at the top of the page, and it drops it onto the blank screen. And then we can go ahead and make it bigger so we can do our editing. From here, I'm going to select the RB button, and it's going to remove my background. So this feature actually removed part of the monetized sign at the bottom, as you see here, but I can tell you, I quickly realized that that was the best mistake that it ever could have made, because I do have a clear aquatic background, so that's going to look so nice when it goes on my photo. So next up, really quickly, we're just going to go ahead and change the color to this picture. I knew that when I first saw it, I was going to have to change that color to an aquatic color. I did not like the green. So let's go ahead and look and see what we can find and save it. So while we're in PicsArt, we're going to go ahead and snatch that pink sign up and throw that into our blank background. And once it's in there, we're going to go ahead and start to look for an aquatic color for that as well. I don't want the colors to be the same, but I do want them both to be a blue. So let's look for that and save. Don't forget, anytime working in PicsArt, you always want to start by making your image larger before doing any edits. On the bottom of the screen, we're just going to scroll over to color selection. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see a color dial, and we're just going to be moving our numbers across that color dial to get this color to change and save. So guys, decisions. I had to make a choice on the money that I wanted in this video, so we are going to go ahead and choose the first one that I liked initially, and we're going to plop that into our blank screen, and we're just going to go right in and start to look for a shape. I don't want the colors to change here because money is the color of money, so I'm going to keep that the same, and I'm going to just opt for a different shape. I wanted to be sure that I got a good clip of the money, so I made sure I adjusted it over to where I would like it at to give me a good picture. And then I did hit the save, and it gave me a white border. I opted to turn that border into my aquatic color. So at the bottom, you select the color, and at the dial, you just move that up and down, and it'll give you the thickness, and you scroll to the thickness that you would like and save. Going in to grab my apartment out of the photos, I'm going to go ahead and take that picture and get it on its blank screen, and I'm going to do everything I just did with the last picture, only making it a circle. So I'm going to make my circle, and I'm going to get my border and make it an aquatic color, and that is it. Next up, grabbing my laptop, I'm going to add that to my blank canvas. We're going to go ahead and make this image larger so we can go ahead and perform our rework. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see an option for shadows. We're going to select shadows, and then we're going to move over and select colors. We're going to scroll over down to colors about 3 or 4 spaces over, and we're going to come to the option that I'm selecting here. I like this one because every opportunity that I see to get my background to show, I'm going to use that opportunity, and I like that it's had many of black little squares that will show right through to my water, and it was perfect. Finally, the hard part is over. We come to the time where we can make our vision board. Our beautiful masterpiece is coming alive. Let's get started. So this is the standard template that I chose to use. This was the best template that I could find on Pinterest, unfortunately. However, we're going to make this work. Here are just a few other canvases that they have available, but we're going to jump right into our creation. So now I'm going to just go into my font, and I'm going to scroll down till I find my check font, which is what I love to use for my numbers. Now I'm just going to go back into Pinterest really quick, and I'm going to select my water fonts, and I opted to choose 2 different water fonts. Now I did this quickly, so hopefully you can see exactly what I grabbed. Now I'm going to head right back over to Canva, and we're going to just start plugging these water photos into our portfolio. So here I am trying to place one of the pictures behind on the gray background. I see the background behind the numbers, and I'm just trying to get that water footage to pop up back there. And it wasn't working for me, so I actually had to move the numbers and the background apart from each other in order for it to go on to my board. So here I am just sizing this image to my liking, and I'm going to center it where I want it, place those numbers right back in there. And I decided to go ahead and make those numbers bold. So this last part of this video is going to go really fast. So now we're going to just start plugging all of the edited photos into our vision board. So the first objective is to just get everything that you're using on the board, and afterwards you can start playing around and moving things around to see what looks the best. I was fortunate and I was able to plug everything in just where I needed it without making any changes. So now here's the part where you'll start to see, as I enter in my shaped photos, you'll start to see the background of the other water that I chose peeping through in the background. And at this point, you guys, I am literally just going back and forth between my photos and grabbing those clips of pictures and placing them on my vision. choose the font. I'm liking Horizon for this font. Well, would you look at me still looking for fitness things to place on my vision board? Unfortunately, I did find some fitness inspiration, but not what I was looking for. However, this was perfect because it can be applied to every aspect of your life, not only fitness. If you read it, it is the perfect message for any vision board. Here I'm just moving the dial up and down so you can see the color selection and how everything changes. It's so much to choose from. I love it. Since this was the only quote on my vision board, I decided to keep it in the middle and somewhere near the center of the page, and I thought that would be a perfect place for it. So the last but not least, we're going to use the font Glow, and we're just going to type a couple of texts on the screen and place them onto our vision board, and that will be the end of this look. So guys, as you can see, I encourage you to try to make your vision board as appealing as your eyes can catch it, because you want to look at something that is appealing to your eyes. So don't make it too boring. I know this looked like it took a long time, but it literally took me about 35 minutes total to find my photos and edit my photos, and the last process took about 15 minutes to put it on and put it all together and move things around. I truly hope this inspired someone out there to start their vision board for 2023. I appreciate you guys so much, and I wish you the best of luck on all of your goals for this year. So whilst creating this vision board, I gave you a little bit of insight on exactly what my goals were for 2023, and didn't express all of them, but this is a personal vision board for me. I just wanted to give you guys some insight on how to get started on creating your digital vision boards. This is something new to everyone, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, you can leave it down in the comments. I answer everyone. So please don't forget to hit the like button on this video if you like this, and also note that I have 100,000 subscribers to reach by the end of 2023. So if you would be so kind to smash the subscribe button for me and hit the notification bell, I will greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank God like us, no way. Thank God like us, no way. Thank God like us.